This is a Glock 19, 9mm. It's unloaded. Nothing in the chamber. For some reason, in the United States of America, if you're black with a handgun or assault rifle, it's a freaking problem. You see what just happened to John Morant, and he's kind of been put on punishment suspension because he was in a club in Colorado and he went on Instagram Live and waved a gun. No laws was broken, pretty much. At the end of the day, Colorado has reciprocity with the uh, state of Tennessee to if you have a gun, you can carry it if you have a license. They acknowledge the license. This is not really about John Moran. It's just about black people with guns in general. But at the end of the day, he's a grown man. He's an adult. He's over 18. Number two, there's no laws against having a gun in a club in the state of Colorado. So why was this blown out of proportion? It seems like when it comes to blacks, African Americans, people of color in the United States, the only time you should be able to have a gun in certain states is when you are part of law enforcement or military. Regular civilians, it seems like they feel that we don't have the mental capacity to be civilized people and own handguns and carry handguns and educate our own on the safety and instruction of having a handgun. And I think that's a problem. If you don't know who I am by now, my name is D-Rail. This is Rails Rants Reloaded. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to talk about guns, black guns. I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx, born and raised. And it's like, for you to have a gun, you literally have to pretty much be law enforcement. Any other type of way, if you have a gun or a rifle, you have to go through a whole bunch of loopholes and paperwork and have an excuse on why you should have a gun. But we have a constitution that says, we have the right to bear arms. And it's real funny, it's real interesting when it comes to black legal guns, not, the illegal guns that people use to kill each other, the legal guns. It's a problem with black people. We have to be policed. We have to be looked at a certain way. But then if you look at another demographic of people, especially on YouTube, most of the gun channels are of people that don't look like me. You might have 3 or 4 real big name YouTubers that talk about guns and gun safety and gun education, but 99.9% is white people. If you look on the internet, you'll see people training their children, white people training their children how to shoot a gun, how to load a rifle, how to hunt, how to be responsible. But it seems like when it comes to black folks, we don't supposed to have the same level playing field. We always have to be policed. It's like, it really doesn't make any sense. It's like, are the rules for one demographic of people and not the other? That's what we're trying to do and say without really saying it. And we're not talking about the criminal element. We're not talking about the people that are not having registered guns or getting guns illegally or getting guns in the black market or getting guns, in a non-honest way that's not registered. We're talking about regular citizens. I think that, like in New York, the crime rate is so high in New York, and it's about to go high in Georgia too, and the rest of the United States. If you had simple things in place instead of more police, if you had something in place like people being able to carry weapons, we wouldn't have all this crime. I'm not saying everybody needs to be a vigilante, but it's like every year in most cities, in most states, there's a problem with the police. And when you say defund the police, it's an issue. But in some cases, the police need to be defunded, because if you're hiring uh, a whole bunch of police every year you're adding more police to the police force, and the crime rate goes up, something's not working. That's just plain and simple. It's like, okay, why would I dump money into something that's not working? And I feel like, yo, if some of these states, the blue states in particular, California, New York, if y'all got more relaxed on gun laws and upheld the Constitution and gave citizens the right to bear arms and carry arms, a lot of times criminals would really kind of think twice before doing some dumb shit to a law-abiding citizen. You look like in the state of Georgia, where I'm staying at, it's like you don't see a lot of people getting carjacked, especially in the country, because you mess with somebody, they might have that thing. You open somebody's door, you might get, sent to your maker quicker. But in New York, it's like you can't even defend yourself. You can't even have a knife that's more than 4 fingers. It's like they want you to fail. They want to make the world Gotham City. And then coming out of COVID and messed up economy, and then we getting this funny money, the daggone stimulus checks. Poverty breeds crime. Poverty breeds crime. If people are broke, people are going to resort to crime. You got people that can't afford to live in their apartments. The rent is outlandishly daggone high. And you're going to have an element of people, whether it's black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, that will go down a dark path and take what they want. So you're telling me that in certain states, you can't have the right to defend yourself? But again, this is talking about black people with guns. If you ever looked at any of these videos on TikTok or YouTube, and you see when the police pull over a black person and they have a gun, it's real different than from when Billy Bob in the pickup truck has a rifle or a gun and can have a carry permit. It's like, no, you. I gotta make sure you good. I gotta make sure you in your place. I'm gonna tell you a little story. This happened in Cobb County, Georgia, where I used to stay at on Cobb Parkway. I was open carrying and I had my license, and it was real funny because I'm going to the store, and some undercover cops literally were going up Cobb Parkway. If you know Cobb County, Georgia, 41, they were going up towards the Smyrna route up near Franklin Road, and they literally bust a U-turn, jumped out on me, and illegal searched me. Told me, yeah, we know you probably got a license. We just want to check your gun anyway. Didn't do anything. I was just being black with a pistol. And that was wrong, I guess, in their eyes. So you see all of these videos when, I think it was a video, guy gets pulled over, and his wife, she did some dumb shit and was like, yeah, tell him you got your carry license. And all of a sudden, the cop goes into a frenzy, goes into defense mode. If you just said that you got a license, why is it that now you got to take your gun and remove it from yourself for somebody else's safety? Who's going to protect you? Not the police, because they looking at you as a threat over routine traffic stops. It just seems like in this country, anytime we try to get the same equal rights, civil human rights, to protect ourselves, to wealth, to anything, the rules always get changed, and it feels like it's not for us. On paper, it's for us, but in real life application, we're not supposed to have the same equality as everybody else. It's sad in this country. It's real sad in this country. It's like, I shouldn't have to be judged by the color of my skin, and I shouldn't have my freedoms taken away because of the color of my skin. I should be able to defend myself. I shouldn't have to be pigeonholed because I'm a black person with a gun. Because in a lot of situations, when you have other people on the other spectrum of this conversation, it's not the black folks that's shooting up schools. It's not the black folks that's going to clubs and shooting them up. It's not the black folks that's going to churches and shooting up the churches. But for some strange reason, when I'm in the street and I'm carrying one of these out in the open, but and you got to think sometimes, what dumbass would literally open carry a gun that's not legal? So you got to figure, most people that's carrying open or concealed, they have their license. Criminals are not going to open carry. They're not going to let you know what they have. But you got a regular citizen that goes to work every day and pays his bills, pays his taxes. And we get treated like the criminals because of the color of our skin. This is what goes on in America. You might not like the way the pill tastes, but you should have to swallow it. There's always a problem with a black person with a gun in America. By default, you're innocent until proven guilty, unless you're black. You're guilty until proven innocent. When I was in Cobb County and they took my gun, they checked the gun, they took all the bullets out, they ran the serial, and then gave me my gun back and went on their merry way. That's illegal. And they only did it because I was black. There was no other reason. Let's not sugarcoat it. We got these gun activists on YouTube, the black guys like the Colin Noirs, and it's another one with dreads. They want to be assimilated into the dominant society, and they want to play ball. But they never have these conversations or make videos about this type of stuff. Being black with a gun. Being black with a gun and not doing anything illegal and having all your paperwork straight. They don't make those videos. They'll make videos about Democrats and Republicans and who's right and who's wrong, but they won't call out the misconduct of police that are doing people wrong, or when the media shows a John Morant because he flashes a gun in the club, goes like this. He's young. He don't know what he's doing. But what he did wasn't illegal. They'll put that all over the news. But when Brett Favre steals millions of dollars from Mississippi, you barely get a day's worth of news coverage. But when people like John Morant or anybody with a daggone gun, black people with guns is a problem in the United States to the dominant society. They don't like us having them. And they swear up and down anytime you got one, you're doing something illegal. You're not legal. You're not right. Your paperwork's not right. They don't do this with no other demographic of people. They would rather us shut up and take it, grin and bear it, don't be a part of it. I want to know what you think about being black in America and owning a handgun or owning guns in general. Because I feel like this is a conversation that they really don't have a lot of videos on. Because it's funny, the Black Panthers are kind of the reason why they made a lot of these gun laws, because they exercise their constitutional rights. And it seems like anytime black folks go by the system, go by the rules that were made for certain things, if it scares a certain demographic of people, they change the laws. It's on purpose. It's like they want you to lose. Rails Rants Reloaded. Holla, like, subscribe, share. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.